Welcome to the Enigma Daily, everybody. Monday edition. Hope everybody had a great holiday, Thanksgiving. We had to take the week off around here. We had to get some things caught up and I needed a little break, but we are back and we are ready to go. And you know how we do around here on Mondays, everybody. We like to talk about cryptids, strange things going on out there in the world. And today we got a good one. I'm not going to lie. Some of my favorite cryptids are actually water cryptids, and we have a really good one coming out of British Columbia right here. So let's jump right into it. Right over here is the article. This went down September 11th, 2025, and we're talking today about the San Juan sea serpent spotting reported again, right? This is the multiple reportings that's been going on in this area, right? This area, now to break it down, this area is in British Columbia. And what happened is, the story is really cool. I'll get into it real quick. It happened, they said over the summer, but it's actually in September, so it's kind of more of the fall. Two teenagers were sitting on a dock near this place called Campbell River. And then they say that out of nowhere, very calmly, a huge serpent-like creature emerged from the water and snatched a seagull or a bird or a gull of some type right out of the air and ate it. And then it said it very smoothly submerged itself back into the water. But when it did, they noticed that it was swimming just below the surface and it was doing like this hump motion, right? And here's a picture of it, kind of what they said it looked like here, a nice little diagram. And they said along the back of the serpent, water creature or whatever, was rough, was like this rough, bumpy images, I don't want to word, I guess I used the word scales or spikes were popping out of it, right? The body was dark green, rough and bumpy, and about 20 feet long, right? Now, this matches the description of a prehistoric water creature, and I'm going to try to get this name right, called the Cadborosaurus, right? They call it Caddy up there, and this thing's been seen so many times it has a nickname. It's called Cadborosaurus is what it was. And an investigator from the British Columbia Scientific Cryptozoology Club, a lot of big wordy things in today's episode, determined that this was not a whale, was not a seal, and was not any known type of marine species, right? As always, the link to this article will be in the description of the video. You guys feel free to go over there and check it out. It was a great read. But this is not the first time this creature has been spotted in that area. It's actually been seen since 1933. And I did a little bit of digging on this as well. And it actually goes back farther than that. There's a First Nation or Native American folklore, Indigenous folklore, taking it back even further to that particular area. Great article. Highly recommend you go check it out. Of course, these boys did not have a picture of it, but in 1937, they were able to recover something that was a 10-foot long carcass that they thought was a sperm whale. Turns out it actually wasn't. So I'll leave that mystery for the article. It's in the description of the video. Go check it out at your leisure if you're more interested into it, but there's more things we need to get to as well. One of the boys actually claimed that the snake-like being actually also had some type of flippers on the front side of it, right? The other one said he did not see the flippers, which actually makes the story more believable because it's a scientific fact that two people witnessing something will not describe it the exact same way. There will be small variations along the way. So one of the boys says it had some small flippers. The other one didn't. Said he didn't see anything on it, right? Now, here's another thing cool about this area. That whole side of British Columbia, right? That whole entire region is just littered from top to bottom with strange cryptid-like phenomenon, for the lack of a better word. That's where you see a lot of the cigar-shaped UFOs, a lot of Bigfoot reportings up there, a lot of wild man sightings take place up there. The Seraphim Long abduction story took place up there. If you don't know what that is, Seraphim Long was a girl who said she was abducted by Sasquatch-like creatures for a year. I did a full episode on it on the Ancient Enigma Files. You want to watch that? Go back to the main channel, click on that to the landing page, go over there and make yourself at home. The British Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the RCMPs, they have files that you can get hold of access to where they literally describe the cigar-shaped UFOs that appear over British Columbia as Bigfoot ships. It's in the reports. That's what they talk about, right? Also, I think it was not this year. It was in 2024. I think it was. There was these massive fires that took place in that area, and a lot of people have told me that they did that on purpose to burn out some of these cryptids or some of these dogmans or things that were going on up there. I don't really know, but I just got, like I said, people send things to me. Take it with a grain of salt, but go do your own homework on it. But, however, this one, right? So it just adds to the area it fits, right? And also, there was another investigation from the Cryptozoology Club Cryptozoology Club in that area had interviewed other witnesses throughout the years. And they claim that the sightings are always the same, kind of in the same area, and that they're generally describing the same type of being or the same type of creature, right? Now, we know that the Cadborosaurus, that's a big word, was a real creature. There's bones in the Smithsonian up there in, Washington, D.C. I know some people think that dinosaurs weren't real, that they were dragons. Okay, sure, I'm not going to argue that right now. But we do know that this creature that was spotted matches prehistoric descriptions of what we have. And 75% of the earth is water. And we have only explored about 5% of it, so they say. And these creatures live at extremely deep depths. And sometimes they come up, sometimes they don't. So it is not beyond the realm of possibility that one of these amphibious dinosaurs survived all these years and is lurking in that area. I think it's cool too. So that doesn't, so yeah, it doesn't put it out of the realm of possibility. Also too, I think this was the third or fourth sighting in September. I didn't have a lot of time to do a lot of deep dive digging on this to go into it, but from 1937 to 2025, reports have been popped up in that area. Before then, the Native Americans talked about it. And in 2025 alone, this was the fourth sighting of this, what they're calling the Cadborosaurus, right? There's also another theory that I have that these creatures normally inhabit the waters around Alaska, right? And that part of their migration routes. I've seen videos of what looked like a snake with scales on it, like with spikes on its back, swimming through one of the gulfs in Alaska. So that's just a theory that I have on that as well. And all the time too, marine biologists are rediscovering, species of fish or creatures that they, previously thought to be extinct, right? Now, I don't want to throw any salt on this, but also it's important to point out, man, that extraordinary claims normally have to be backed up with extraordinary evidence. And there has never been a body recovered from that area that matches this description. Now, that's not uncommon as well. When things die in the ocean will clean itself up very quickly, right? For example, man, you can go online and see sperm whales who are massive size die and float to the top and be picked clean in like 3 days by great white sharks, killer whales. And as it sinks, the other fish get it and eventually goes out of the bottom, and who knows what's lurking down there. But it's also the same thing too. A lot of people don't have any time in the woods, but you'll very rarely ever come across an animal carcass in the woods. In fact, you shot a deer in the woods and you don't get it, it'll be gone in a day. The possums will be eating its bones 18 hours later. So you'll never find just random full intact bodies in the forest. So there's been over 300 sightings of this creature. And again, like I said, no DNA, no clear resolution photos, no verified carcass. It's important that you put that out there. But they are seeing something up there that's not a whale. And it could be a whole new species undiscovered before. And they're just, calling it the Cadborosaurus. Either way, I thought it was great. I wanted to share it with you guys. We are back going normal schedule until Christmas. I might take some time off at Christmas. If this is your first time finding us, we're the Enigma Daily. We're the sister channel of the Ancient Enigma Files. This is where it's basically my morning show. Morning to me anyways. We go live Monday through Friday, normally at noon. Today we went at 12:30, talking about strange things, cryptids, UFOs, conspiracies, biblical prophecies, paranormal phenomenon, things like that. Our format's 8 to 10 to 15-minute live videos with interactions. If you were interested in our long-form content, go back to the landing page of this YouTube channel. You'll see the Ancient Enigma files. Click on that, go over there, and you'll see our large body of work where we do interview styles and deep dive research like that. Anyways, if you do us a favor, give us a subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment if you got any questions, and we'll dig into it. It doesn't cost you anything but time, a little bit of time, but it helps the channel out greatly. So you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday, and I will see you tomorrow with something brand new. We're out.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.